Hey guys, what's up? Today I got an Ubers match. This one is against Lil Justin 10. And I still, don't have new Ubers, so I'm going with, up to JI, Jirachi. And that means no Kyogre, that means no Mewtwo, that means missing quite a lot of things. So anyways, I'm making do with this. I'm using Deoxys attack because I kind of like it, and it's really fast and really strong. Just cannot take a hit to save its life. Like, there's literally at one point in this battle where I look up the damage from an attack, and it's like 400%, and I'm like, okay. So he's gonna leave with Aerodactyl, which oddly enough he asked me. He's like, "Can I bring an RU?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" But anyways, I go for Superpower. I don't want to use Psycho Boost, and I obviously don't want to use Thunder to miss and Hidden Power Fire because it'll do nothing. So I just use Superpower. I figure why not? It's gonna still do a ton, and it does. And it's gonna set up Stealth Rock anyway, because why else would you bring an Aerodactyl when there's tons of other things that are way better at being offensive than Aerodactyl? I mean, yeah, it's a little quick, but it's not even really that fast. But he goes up to Arceus, which is a little odd. I guess he expected me to go for something else, but I just went for Superpower again because, again, still don't want a Thunder to miss. Hidden Power Fire is going to be pretty close, and I don't want a Psycho Boost to drop my special attack. Because I kind of expected him to go into Groudon, to be completely honest. But yeah, so Arceus gets hit with a -1 Superpower, and here's where I was talking about, even with leftovers, if he's adamant max attack, -2, a extreme speed will do like 300 to 400%, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta switch out. Go to Groudon. Uses Shadow Force, oddly enough, I guess expecting my Giratina, but he could have Swords Danced. Unless, considering he has leftovers, he might be like a recover set and just kind of like extreme speed, Shadow Force, recover, and I don't know, whatever. Maybe Brick Break or Earthquake or whatever. I don't know. But I Thunder Wave him when he comes back in just to cripple him because I know if like I Stealth Rock or whatever, he'll switch out and come back in and be a threat still. So Thunder Wave definitely cripples him, even though not really because he can still extreme speed. But again, I have things to take extreme speeds, and Shadow Force, it's hard to get off because I can either, like, that's essentially two chances to paralyze, either him going for the attack or him coming in to actually hit. But yeah, so I go for the Stealth Rock. He brings in Kyogre, and I'm kind of like, well, shit. Let's hope he's Scarfed, and I'm going to go into Giratina because it's not defensive at all, but maybe, I should be able to take a hit because I still do have, like, base 150 HP and 120, or is it? No, 100 defenses. But, yeah, this thing, this Water Spout does a lot. I'm like, okay, he's Specs, but he's not Specs. I'm like, fuck. I don't know why I didn't use Shadow Sneak anyways. I thought I was max speed when I'm actually max HP. No, wait. Because I was only 218 speed. Oh, that's what I am. I'm max attack, max special attack because I'm mixed, I guess. I don't know, whatever. I went for Draco Meteor, but I really should have just went for Shadow Snake. That probably would have done a nice amount of damage. But anyways, I go to Heracross just because I'm Scarfed, and I'm like, I can do some damage because Psycho Boost will not kill him because his special defense is just too high. But he goes for Ice Beam, which I can sort of understand because maybe Garchomp, but still I'm pretty sure a rain-boosted Water Spout would kill me and still do more damage to Groudon even in the sun. But then he goes for a Rock Slide, and I'm like, what could you possibly have Rock Slide for? The first thing that comes to mind is Ho, which sort of makes sense because it has high special defense, but there's no way your attack's good enough to use HP Rock, right? And it's like, you're a water type. There's not very often where a Groudon's going to come in, get rid of your rain, and then a Ho is going to come in after. So it's like, that's kind of dumb. Yeah. But another thing, maybe Kyurem, but even then, again, HP Rock. So I don't really know what he was doing, but anyway, so I end up killing him, which is cool. I don't miss a Stone Edge, which is great. And I was expecting Heracross to die and then go back into, Deoxys, but he doesn't. So he comes in Groudon. I switch in Groudon. He goes for the Overheat, so I'm sort of worried that he's a special attacker and he might have Solar Beam, but I know a lot of the special attacking Groudons usually are Specs just to get maximum power out of that shitty 100 base special attack. I think it's 100, isn't it? I think it's 100, yeah. Pretty sure it's 100. Anyways, but he switches out, goes to Giratina, which is fine. I Earthquake him, and I do quite a bit of damage. I don't want to get burned, so I'm going to switch out, go to my Heatran, and I figure he can't do anything to me. Ghost, Dragon, nothing's going to do anything to me. He goes for Draco Meteor. He actually misses, which is not too big of a deal because that wouldn't have done all that much damage. But, yeah, and then now he's gonna go for Dragon Claw, which I'm like, why do you have both? But okay. A little weird, but why not be a Giratina O and have mixed attacker like I have? But I don't know. No, whatever. I poison him with Toxic, and that's gonna make him a lot less useful as a wall. Although he's not really a wall at this point because he doesn't have like Rest Talk. So, whatever. I'm expecting him to have Shadow Sneak and then like maybe Dragon Tail. That would be kind of weird with Dragon Claw, but you know, it could be Aurus. No, it wouldn't be Aurus Sphere because he'd be using it. So I don't know. Oh wait, I know what it is. You'll see it later. But well, assuming he has Shadow Sneak too, which he should. But anyways, whatever. So I'm just basically Lava Pluming him because he's not doing any damage. Oh no, there we go. There's his fourth attack, Thunder, and you'll see later he's got Shadow Force. Doesn't really matter because he's going to use it on Heatran anyways, and I can switch to Heatran anyways. Or Groudon, because Groudon can take a Shadow Force. But yeah, he's got a really weird set, considering he's a Giratina, not a Giratina O. But I guess he just wants the leftovers, or maybe he didn't realize you need Grease Orb and he made it a Giratina O, and then it reverted, and he didn't realize, or I don't know. Whatever. Thunder's still weird. Like, yeah, or Sphere or Shadow Ball, whatever works. And you have Dragon Claw anyways to hit Kyogre's lesser defensive side. But anyways, he switches to Zekrom. Gonna pull double switch to Groudon. Don't know what he was expecting me to switch to. Maybe Garchomp to be immune to the electric attack. But I'm gonna go to Groudon because if he like goes for Outrage or whatever, I still take it fine as opposed to Garchomp who's gonna get raped by it. So, I don't know why. He's going to switch again to Aerodactyl, who's going to die to rocks anyways. So, I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't hit him with Earthquake. I wouldn't have, but he's dead, so it doesn't matter. And yeah, now I do believe he's going to go right... Oh, no, he's going to go to Arceus, right? Which still doesn't make sense because he's not even going to Extreme Speed. I think he tried for the Recover, hoping he could maybe live Earthquake. But he doesn't live, so he can't recover if that's what he's going for. I don't know. But yeah, so there is a bunch of shit down. Now he goes back to Groudon, which again, this whole thing, he lost two Pokemon doing nothing when he could have just stayed in with Groudon. He's gonna go for the Rock Polish, I guess, expecting me to switch, expecting him to be a special attacker and have Solar Beam, and trying to maybe catch a Garchomp off guard or like a Deoxys or whatever and just outspeed them. But yeah, I just like don't care at this point because Giratina's not a threat. I guess Zekrom, but it's like, I don't know. I'm not too worried about Zekrom. I mean, I guess he could be Scarfed and outspeed Garchomp, but I don't know. Whatever. It's still weird. I don't know why he Rock Polished. I guess he Rock Polished thinking it wouldn't do that much damage, but it did. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, you have a base 140 defense, but I have a base 150 attack. So that's just weird. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of speechless. Groudon just getting a lot of kills that he doesn't really necessarily deserve to be getting. But yeah, so I switch out to my Heatran, and here I believe is where we see Shadow Force. No, he goes for Draco Meteor again. He's actually going to hit it this time, but it's going to do, what, like 80 damage or something? Yeah, somewhere around there. So, not a big deal. And then now he's going to go for Shadow Force, which is sort of weird to have, especially since he's like dying to Toxic. And I considered switching out to Groudon, but I'm like, you know what? I don't need Heatran, to be completely honest, because I don't care. And we can still take it. Might as well get the leftovers recovery sort of thing. And it's like, Shadow Force is not going to do that much, because you only got base 100 attack. And yeah, it is a strong move. I think is it 150? I think it's 150. It should be 150, yeah. Yeah. But still not going to do very much. So, another Lava Plume. All these, like, what? I hit him with, like, 4 or 5 Lava Plumes just to do minimal extra damage. But they ended up, you know, helping out because he ends up dying here. Well, he would have obviously died still, and he wouldn't have been able to kill me. But maybe he sped it up by a turn, and all I have is Taunt and Roar. So, it's like, whatever. He switches to Groudon. I know he's going to Earthquake me, but I'm like, just on the off chance he Rock Polishes and gets really greedy, I'm just going to Lava Plume. I don't need Heatran anymore because all he's got is a Groudon. So now I'm going to switch to Deoxys. I've been dying to Psycho Boost something all battle, and I should have gotten the opportunity to do so, but I didn't because he had Rock Slide. Yeah, so it just Psycho Boost and Groudon dies. I'm pretty sure that's a guaranteed KO, unless he's got like weird special defense. But considering he's offensive, he probably doesn't even have HP, or at least not much. Rock Polish usually has like around 100-ish because they don't need max speed once they're doubled. But anyways, so that's the battle. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, once I saw Rock Slide, I was like, what the fuck? And like the rest of the first part of the battle, I was rather impressed. I actually thought I was pretty screwed with the whole Kyogre, but again, sacrifice Heracross and get some damage and kill and go from there. But then it's a Rock Slide, and then it's like Thunder on Giratina, and then like Shadow Force on Giratina too. I'm just kind of like, I don't think I've ever seen a Giratina use Shadow Force, which is weird. Arceus uses it, but Giratina doesn't. So it's like, what? I don't know, just odd. Odd. Oh well, I guess because most Giratina would rather use Shadow Sneak, because they're kind of slow, and Shadow Sneak's good enough kind of thing. I don't know, whatever. So, I enjoyed it. I had fun. It was a little weird, but what are you going to do? So, I'll see you guys all on Wednesday.